Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new around here, hello, welcome, my name is Charlotte. Today we're going to be doing a video which I've been meaning to film for the past few weeks, but if you've noticed on my channel I haven't really uploaded for the past couple of weeks just because I've been in a bit of a booktube filming slump and did a long thread on it on Twitter and kind of just said to myself, I'm going to film when I want to. I had a structure where I'd film every Sunday and then upload that video the next Sunday and all that sort of stuff, but I just need to film when I want to because I always had that pressure of I need a video to film for this week, I need another video for next week. And I kept having that pressure on me to come up with video ideas. So really I've just kind of said I'm just going to film when I want to, film what I want to, when I want to, and it will take the pressure off me. I just need that. I really do. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. I haven't done a book haul for a little while, I don't think, since the beginning of the year, and that's just because I haven't been buying that many books at the beginning of the year. But your girl got a job, so of course she bought books. So I'm going to be going through some of the books I bought kind of since the end of June, I think. Some of these I did buy before I got my job, but most of them, majority of them I got after I got my job. So I'm just going to jump straight in. I think I've got about 15 books here, which is a lot, but we're just going to dive straight in. I'm just going to go in kind of chronological order to how I've acquired these books. So the one book that I kind of bought at the end of June, which I thought I'd include because I'm literally about to start it, like I've literally decided to start this book today, and that is The Deck of Omens by Christine Herman. This is the sequel to The Devouring Grey, which I read last year and really enjoyed. And obviously when this one released I picked it up, or I didn't pick it up when it released exactly, but I bought it when I could, when I wanted to. And I forget how beautiful these books are. Just look at this blue sprayed edging. It's all the way up there, so I'm not going to get it, but the Devouring Grey has like pink sprayed edges, so they go along so well together, and I'm really intrigued to know like what the rest of the series is going to look like in terms of its sprayed edges. Pick this one up just because I want to continue the series, and I will be picking this up literally today. I'm hoping to start this book today. I just remember this book ending on a cliffhanger and ending on one of those like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? Like, this is crazy. So I'm really excited to dive back into this world, even though it's been nearly about a year since I read it, so I'm going to be a bit like, I can't remember what's going on, but I'm going to try and remember what's going on. And I love the representation. We have bisexual representation in this, which I love. I stan as a bisexual myself. I love it. I'm very excited to dive straight into this, and I'm so happy I now have it. I actually realised that I have 16 books because as I was about to pick up these two next books, I realised I didn't have one of them, and I counted them based on how many I had in like the thumbnail and stuff like that. So I actually have 16. The next two books I bought off a fellow YouTuber, Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books. She was just selling some books over on Instagram and Twitter that she was unhauling. I just was flicking through and saw a couple that I wanted, so I decided it was quite cheap. I got these two for like £8. So I thought, why not? I haven't bought any books for a while, why not treat myself? The first one is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. I didn't know about this book until the film came out, and I haven't even watched the film yet. It's one of those things I'm like, oh, I'll read the book first, and then just haven't got around to reading the book, so I haven't watched the film yet. All I know is that this book is called The Designated Ugly Fat Friend, and it's a kind of coming of age teen high school film about the designated ugly fat friend, and I honestly do not know much else about it. I'm just intrigued to see if this lives up to the hype. I don't feel like it's got like loads of hype, but like if it's as good or if it's worth it, and if the film's going to be good once I've kind of read the book. And the other one is Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I love Leigh Bardugo. I love her books. I read all of the kind of Grishaverse books. I thought I need to pick this one up. I haven't read Ninth House yet, but that book intimidates me because it's massive and it's hyped. But I thought as Shah was selling this, why not pick it up, why not get it, and I could dive into it. I obviously have seen the Wonder Woman film. I'm not like as big of a DC fan as I am Marvel. Like, I'm a big Marvel fan. I still love DC and I still like a lot of the stuff from DC. Like, I love Gotham and I love a lot to do with like Batman and the Joker, but I don't love and I don't know too much else about stuff like Superman, and which is really weird because Superman's one of the most famous, but stuff like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, all that sort of stuff. But I thought, why not? I like superheroes, I like Leigh Bardugo, I've been intrigued by this book for a while. So the next book that I picked up is one that once again I've been meaning to pick up and meaning to read for a long time. And as I've just mentioned Shah, she's going to like and she's going to be happy that I picked up this book, and so will Shannon over 155 books. Maybe this gives you a hint as to what I'm going to be talking about if you've watched those two. I have been meaning to pick this book up for a while, and the TV show came out a few months ago, I think during lockdown, I can't remember, and one of my friends in real life, she loved the TV show and she read the book and she loved the book, and I think she read this author's other book and really loved them, and she's been trying to get me to read / watch them. Because of the hype of the TV show, I've just been so nervous, because before I thought the books weren't very well known and they intrigued me, and I was like, okay, I'll get around them one time. But then the TV show came out and everyone loved it and it's been nominated for like Emmys and stuff, and I'm just been so intimidated. And that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Like, this is a small book. I didn't realise how small it was, and I feel like I'm gonna like it, but I just am still so intimidated it because of the hype and because of the hype of the TV show. Like, everybody's loving this TV show, everybody's loving the actor and the actress, but I will get around to reading this. I will. I'll read this book first and then I'll watch the TV show. I promise I will. I'm just very nervous. I am very nervous. But I don't know too much about it, but apart from it's set in Ireland, which we love. I love Ireland and I love Irish accents, so we love that. But it's about two friends, a boy and a girl, who've been friends for like years, and maybe there's something like long unrequited love or something like that. Like those two friends that friends are always like, they are gonna be together, and they never are, and eventually they get into their like adulthood, like university times. So I feel like obviously it's like an adult coming of age still sort of thing. I don't know. Why am I chatting as if I know this book? I don't. I will get around to it at some point, just hopefully not too far in the future. So the next 3 books are all in the same series. One of them I bought before the other 2, and that one is later in the series and it's a new release. I'm just gonna say them. That is New Moon, Eclipse and Midnight Sun. Bought Midnight Sun obviously when it came out, and if you've seen my Twilight reading, Midnight Sun reading vlog, this versus that thing, you'll see my thoughts. I have read this all. I DNF'd it. I'm not going to go into depth about this. You can go and watch the vlog. It was a chunker, it was a drag, but I still liked it and I still love Twilight. I just felt like this just wasn't needed. I can't be bothered to explain. But yeah, I bought Midnight Sun. Let's just put that out there. And the other 2, obviously, are New Moon and Eclipse. I went to a charity shop. I did like a lot of these books, or some of these books I got from charity shops, and I saw these 2 because obviously I want to continue rereading the series. I'm going to buy the rest of these books, and obviously the other one I have left to buy is Breaking Dawn. But I always knew I was going to buy the rest of the series in a charity shop because I can't be bothered to pay full price for them. And also it means my money's not going directly into supporting the whole misrepresentation of Native Americans. And if you're saying like, oh, but you bought Midnight Sun full price, yes I know, but that's the only way I could have bought it, and I did donate some money to the tribe that was being grossly misrepresented in the series. The next book that I bought when I went charity shop shopping, if that makes sense, or charity shop book shopping, is one that I was actually quite surprised to see in there. I'm really excited to see in there because it's one I've been intrigued for a while, and that is My Sister is a Serial Killer by, I should have looked up how to say her first name, Oyinkan Braithwaite. This is a book about, and it's, the title is very self-explanatory, it's about our main character, Coridi. I'm not pronouncing their names very well, but her sister is a serial killer. She's killed all of her boyfriends and she's helped her sister cover up these murders. So I've kind of seen this book being like, oh, who's the bad person here? Is it the serial killer, the sister who's a serial killer, or is it, you know, our main character who's helping cover up these murders? It's a black main character, or black main characters if you're counting the sister as well, and it's also written by a black woman. So I feel like you don't really get very many black thrillers and black mysteries and black kind of murder sort of books, or maybe you do, but I just haven't heard of much. You just don't hear about them as much. So I'm very excited to pick this up, and it's a short one. It is pretty slim, it's pretty small, but I'm very intrigued to delve into this because I love the whole serial killer, psychological thriller. The next book I picked up is one that I've read from this author before, and also it was turned into a TV show again, and not the TV show got like loads of hype, but because of who's in it and because of like the platform it's on, I've been meaning to read it because of the author, and I've already read from them, and just because I want to watch the TV show, and that is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I've read Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, and I did enjoy that book. It wasn't like top tier, god tier, but it was really good, and I'm just intrigued by this one because I know it's just about little fires that pop up everywhere in this kind of like white suburban neighborhood. In the TV show, I know that we've got a main character, Eleanor, or Elena, who's played by Reese Witherspoon, and then I think it must be Mia Warren, who is played by Kerry Washington. That's it. Is it Kerry Washington? Yeah, I think it's Kerry Washington. In the book, we have like a Chinese American baby that gets adopted by Reese Witherspoon's family. But just because I know from Everything I Never Told You, and obviously because Celeste Ng is Asian, she writes books that obviously do centre around Asian or American Asian families. But I've just been intrigued by this book ever since I read Everything I Never Told You, and I think I heard more about this one before I read Everything I Never Told You. Now that I have it, I will try and get around to reading it at some point, and then hopefully watch the TV show, which I think is on Amazon. Don't really, once again, know too much about it. I thought it was literally about fires, but then I saw a clip from the TV show and it might be about like a baby that gets adopted and crazy rich family stuff that I don't know, but once I've read it I'll tell you. The next book that I bought in a charity shop is a book from an author duo that I've been meaning to read from for a little while now. It is a thriller, it's a mystery thriller, and that is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I've heard and seen a lot of their books floating around and just been around BookTube for a while, and I've been meaning to read them because I've heard good things, and they're thrillers and they're adult thrillers and I love those. I don't really know too much about it, but I'm assuming it's about maybe a guy who's got 2 girls on the go, or maybe about 2 guys who like the same woman. I don't know, but I'm guessing because they usually do murder, domestic murder sort of books, that this is what it's going to be, and that I'm going to enjoy it, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be adult thriller. I'll let you know once I've read it. Once again, I can't say much about these books apart from I'll let you know when I've read it. The next book that I picked up is once again a thriller that I've been seeing around a lot. Charity shops are great for thrillers. British charity shops are great for adult thrillers. That's all I'm saying. This one I've been seeing around for a bit. Megan over on Meg with Books recently did a reading vlog where she read this, and that is A Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know. I didn't really know too much until I watched Megan's video, and it's basically about this woman who I think she like killed her husband in a very gruesome way, and she's now in this like psychiatric hospital, and she's silent, she won't talk, and it's about psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever you want to call them, doctor, let's just say doctor, who's trying to get words out of this woman. The annoying thing is that I picked this book up a little bit before I watched Megan's video, and in Megan's video she was saying how she didn't like it that much. And obviously I'm not saying that Megan's opinion is going to be my opinion, but it was just kind of quite ironic that I picked this book up and then she was like, it's not that good, because she was saying how you expect it to be more surrounding the woman and just be surrounding her, seeing as she is the titular character, but it's more around the male doctor who's trying to get her to open up about his life story. And she kind of said that that kind of shows, and it's quite evident that it's a male author because they're going to be talking more about the male character and not really putting so much focus on the female character, even though the female character is the main character, if you know what I mean. But I'm still intrigued. Also, I don't really like this cover. A lot of the covers that obviously I'm used to seeing, I think especially for these three, I think. This one, I still actually quite like this cover, but I've seen other covers that I feel like I like, especially in America. I think this one is a bit boring, and I think the American one is better. And this one is definitely better. The American one is definitely better. It's more simple. They're both quite simple, but I think the American cover is more like a grey. I don't really know. You might know it, but I don't really like this one because it just looks too British. It looks too British boring thriller, if you know what I mean. It's literally just like some blue. They're trying to make it look like a room and then an open door with it just looks boring. And the final book that I picked up when I was in the charity shop is once again one that I didn't really think I'd find in there, but I did. And that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Once again, this is just one I've just been seeing on BookTube a lot and have been very intrigued by, and I think right now would be pretty fun to read because it's about a virus. I'm not one of those people who like, oh my god, there's a virus going on, I can't read books about pandemics and all that. I will read those books. I remember a couple of months ago there was an episode of Casualty that they pulled because they were dealing with like quarantining people and all that sort of stuff even before they knew about coronavirus, and they pulled it and I was like, but that would have been fun to watch. Also, they kind of got rid of a really important storyline of some of the characters. That's another story. I think this would be fun to read after actually kind of experiencing it, or not like I've first hand experienced the virus, but because we've been living in a pandemic and we're living in a world of a virus. I think this would be very fun to read, but that's just me. For other people it might be quite triggering and not the best, but I obviously should put that out there. This book does deal with like viruses, but I think for me personally it'll be a whole lot of fun. But I also think it's got something to do with actors, which yes, please give that to me. We'll lap that up because I love film, because obviously that's what I want to go into, and I love actors too much. So I feel like this is going to be fun, and I'm very happy that I picked it up. I think Emily St. John Mandel's got another book out recently, but I'll read this one before I decide whether I'm going to be interested by that one. The next book that I picked up is one I've been meaning to pick up for a while, but obviously I just haven't been spending money because I didn't really have much, but now I have a job. I can! And that is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Oh my god, look, I could just see myself now on the screen. Like, this is what other people look like when they like talk about this book on their channel, but I can finally look like this with this book next to me. So if you have not heard about You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, where have you been? You're obviously new to BookTube. This book has been doing its rounds. It has been getting the praise that even though I haven't read it yet, it deserves. This book is about our main character Liz. She wants to go to college, she wants to go to university. Liz wants to go to this amazing uber elite college, university, whatever you want to call it, but the scholarship that she applies for she doesn't end up getting, so she's like, my life is over. But then she finds out, or then she realises that she can get a scholarship to go to her college if she becomes prom queen. So she puts it out as her task to become prom queen, but she kind of gets into a muddle when she ends up falling in love with the other kind of prom queen white rival. All I'm saying is I'm here for it. It is about a black queer woman finding herself, dealing with her sexuality, and I'm ready for that. I don't need to know anything else, and it's been getting hella praise, and I'm just very excited and I cannot wait. I'm ready to give it a chef kiss gold star, but I think you can tell that I'm excited. And I'm so excited to have it. Like, when I picked up I went to Waterstones and I picked up in Waterstones, I was like, I have it, it's in my hands, it's so beautiful. I ended up buying about 4 books in Waterstones when I obviously picked up You Should See Me in the Crown. And another one of those books I picked up is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I have seen this around on quite a lot of kind of romance, that sort of stuff, kind of channels. At first, just like, oh, it seems cute and cool, but then I actually looked up the synopsis and I thought that actually sounds like a really fun synopsis, and I'm very intrigued by it. It is about Sophie, who I think her boyfriend breaks up with her or something like that, and she's very heartbroken by it. But then I think it's her grandma, yeah, her nonna, devises a little plan to set her up on 10 blind dates. And for somebody who has zero experience in all the kind of like dating stuff, I feel like this is going to be amazing. It's just going to fill my little romantic needed heart, and I'm very excited. It seems like fun. The third book that I picked up in Waterstones is one that I saw on the like buy one get one half price. So I was like, let's do it. I have money to spend. Let's get 2 books and get the buy one get one half price. The moment I saw this one, I was like, need to get it. Heard great things. And that is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. I've just been seeing this being talked about a little bit on BookTube and have just been like, oh, that sounds so good, I need to read it. So this book is set in Los Angeles in 1992 and it surrounds our main character Ashley. Her life, as she seems, it seems quite perfect and quite fun and just great, and she lives in a nice house on the right side of town. But then Rodney King is beaten to death by 4 LAPD officers. Suddenly Ashley becomes the black kid, even though her friends and people have never viewed her like that in her kind of predominantly white surroundings and environment. She suddenly becomes the black kid when this black man, this unrelated black man, is killed by white officers. This book is obviously a lot of the time said like, oh, if you like The Hate U Give, you're gonna love this book, which is obviously understandable because Hate U Give is about an innocent black man being killed by police officers, and then our main character, who's in like a predominantly white environment, kind of being thrown into this and kind of having to deal with all this. And this book kind of centers around Ashley questioning who she is, who she associates herself with, and then she also starts questioning the divide between us and them. Us the black kids and them the white kids. And obviously with everything that's been going on and has been going on for years and years and years, I'm very excited and very intrigued and just needing to pick this book up now, and I definitely think you should as well. I'm very excited to read it. And the final book that I picked up is a new release by an author that I have read from before, but not their main books. I've picked up and read and loved their graphic novel series, but I haven't actually read any of their proper books, so I feel like this is kind of not the right order, but I don't think there's really an order because all their books are separate. The fact that I've picked up one of their new releases before I've read their backlist, but it doesn't really matter. And that is Loveless by Alice Oseman. As I said, I love Alice Oseman's graphic novel series Heartstopper. I've seen Loveless talked about a lot recently, as obviously it's been released. Some booktubers have been able to read it early and have given it rave reviews, and I'm very excited to pick it up because I'm finally intrigued to kind of delve into an Alice Oseman novel rather than a graphic novel, and just to see, you know, what her writing style is and how I vibe with that, and just to delve into her world and delve into her writing and delve into her stories. This follows our main character Georgia, and she's never been in love, she's never kissed anybody, never really had a crush, but then she starts university, and I can tell from my own experience and I can prove from my own experience that when you go to university you meet new people, you mix with new people, and new ideas and new perspectives on the world do come to you, and you do get introduced to them. And that is what happens to Georgia. All these new terms are thrown around and she realises that she might be asexual, aromantic, that she's on the A spectrum. And I've never read a book about a character that is asexual, and I'm very excited to, because I feel like that's representation we need. I feel like people who are asexual never get the representation they deserve, and also when it gets mentioned and when it gets brought up in conversation, people who don't know anybody who's asexual or don't understand understand what it is to be someone who is asexual, I feel like they get a lot of bad rep because it's just like, oh, you're just frigid. I just feel like it's a deep tunnel that a lot of people just can't be bothered and are just ignorant to discover is the bad word, but to, I don't want to say excavate because I don't want to say you're excavating in a, just learn about. I'm very excited to read this, and I've just heard great reviews, and obviously I will, when I've read it, I will be looking into Own Voices reviews, people who are asexual and who identify as asexual, and see their reviews on it. But so far I've heard great reviews and I'm very excited. I'm very excited. And also it's set at university, so I haven't really, I don't think I probably have, but just haven't for a while. I need to read more university based books. Even though I've done with university, I miss university. I would like to relive university through books. So that is it for this book haul, for this I got a job so I bought books book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of books here and I felt really weird filming again, but it was kind of quite nice. I did enjoy it. I'm just very tired now. I just don't want to do anything, but I need to go and rearrange these books back on my bookshelf, which when I put them on my bookshelf, because they're in like a specific order on my unread shelf, I realised that I'd have to take them off and then rearrange them. I will leave this here, and I once again hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were on them, or what books you have bought recently. I would love to know. If you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe, turn my notification bell on so you know when I'm next going to post. Like this video, once again do all those commenting stuff. All my social media links are in the description below, and with that all said and done, I will see you all in my next video.